Dom finally say what I've been waiting for him to say, and he tells us that he really does love Mary and he does want to get married, and despite what he's feeling after getting out of prison, that ultimately he wants for her to be his wife because it feels good to have somebody by his side that's going to love him and be with him. And that's what Mary has been doing for him this entire time. And I'm happy that he said that, because right up until the vows were exchanged, I thought he was going to throw up or walk away, or I thought she was going to like feed into his nerves and then she would walk away. But none of that happened, thankfully enough. They ultimately end up, after they say their vows and they give a kiss, they go celebrate, and that's the end of that. We find out at the end of the show that, excuse me, we find out at the end of the show that a month after the wedding, he moves in with Mary. I do follow Mary on Instagram, and they look really, really happy. They look like they're enjoying life and they're loving each other, and that's awesome. So I say congratulations to them. Now, let's get into the meat and the potatoes of the show. I'm going to go with Lamar and Andrea first, and then we're going to end with Jonna and Garrett. We are in LA. We are in the car, and traffic is traffic. LA traffic, of course. And while we're in the car, the kids are in the back seat, and Tennyson is like having a really hard time with LA. He is having a hard time with the scenery and what's around him. And Andrea and Lamar was like, this ain't even the bad part of LA. And I'm just like, God damn it, don't make it worse. Don't scare the boy. Like, y'all, don't make him think that he want to go run back to Utah. Like, just, you know, let him know that every city and state is different, and, you know, teach him to be a little bit open-minded about that part. But they scare him, because that would have scared me if I was 15 and you told me that it gets worse than what I already deemed to be bad. Yeah, I might not want to play with you guys, and I may not want to stay. So Nala, who is my spirit animal if I was a 12-year-old girl, Nala, who is my spirit animal, she is in the back seat asking Lamar to tell her prison stories. She asked him, had he ever dropped the soap? She asked him, has he ever been shanked? And it took everything in me to pay attention to what in the world she was saying. And Andrea is like, Nala, why are you asking him those things? And I love the fact that Lamar is just choosing to be open. The fact that the kids know that he's gone to jail, he's not trying to hide anything. He tells them just enough information to answer their questions, but not so much that it would make them see him in a different light than what they may start to, what they're starting to see in him. So he says, no, I've never been shanked and I've never dropped the soap, but I've been shot. And I'm like, wait, what? You've been shot? Oh, all right then. He said it was during a riot while he was in jail, and he got shot by one of the guards. And that is something that apparently Andrea didn't even know had happened. So we pull up to the beach, and as they're getting out of the car, it cuts to a confessional moment, and it's Lamar saying that he is enjoying being with the kids and being with Andrea, but he has something that he has to tell them, and it's something that he's been not really saying for this entire time. So once Andrea gets out the car and the kids get situated on the sand, they go play. Andrea comes and she has a seat next to Lamar, and Lamar drops the bomb that he cannot leave LA County. Cannot leave the county, cannot leave the city, the state. He cannot leave California. And he's not going to be able to do that for at least 2 years before they would allow him to move to Utah. And immediately Andrea is like, who told you that? Who told you that you can't? He said, LA County told me, my PO told me I can't leave. I was in jail for 18 years, Andrea. They're not going to just let me up and go. And on top of that, I've been in jail that long, and I'm not about to do anything to jeopardize that situation. Do you not want to be a family? She's like, of course I want to be a family, but I just feel like bombs keep dropping. And when she says it, when she questions who said that to him, I go to my mind and I'm like, you have literally been, without the marriage, a prison wife. You haven't researched any of this stuff. You don't know how parole works. You don't know that you can't just leave your state as soon as you get the hell out of jail. Like, you don't know this. You didn't anticipate this. You thought that y'all were going to get out, get married, and he was going to move to Utah. I mean, I know that's what you thought, because that's what you kept saying. Okay, Andrea. So she says no. She doesn't want to move to LA. And he basically lays it out there for her that, listen, you're either going to move to LA or we're going to have to keep doing this long distance relationship. Do you not want the family together? And she's like, of course I want the family together. She's like, I just need to think about this. And she goes on to tell us that Nala's a part of a really nice, she's a part of a dance team. Priscilla has just gotten to a choir where she's the youngest that has ever gotten into the choir. And then Tennyson is on his way to high school. So she just feels like a bad parent because she's about to uproot her kids and move them to LA. And in my mind, I'm thinking to myself, well, you don't have to be a bad parent. You could just tell Lamar no. You could just tell Lamar that it's going to have to figure something else out. You can tell Lamar that that's not an option. You don't have to be a bad parent. But of course, she's selfish. And so she gets up, they walk along the beach for a moment, and she like, you know, I'm going to move to LA. I'm going to move the kids to LA. That's not a problem, but we're going to get married first. And we're going to get married immediately because I'm not going to make this move and I'm not a wife. And of course he agrees to it because he loves her and he wants her and the kids in LA with him. It's not like he can go to Utah. And so they come to that agreement that they're going to get married as soon as possible. And they tell the kids in the most nonchalant way possible. Like, she's like, oh, I need you guys to sit down. Me and Lamar have news for you guys, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, the kids are cold. It's getting dark in LA. And if anybody in LA, you know, when it starts to get dark and you're wet, it's getting cold. The temperature is definitely dropping in LA. And while they're all trying to get situated and get themselves together so they can head to the car, Andrea decides to blurt out, we're moving to California for the next 2 years. And my spirit animal, being who she is, Nala walks off. She says no. Andrea says yes. She says no. And Andrea's like, yeah, we have to because Lamar can't cannot come and live in Utah. And Nala storms the hell off. And Tennyson follows her because he's a good big brother. And he's like, why did you storm off like that? And she's like, I have nothing to say to her. She's not going to listen. She's just going to tell me that we're moving anyway. So what is the point of me talking to her? I'm ready to go. And they catch up to Nala. And, you know, Andrea's like, I just want you to be supportive. And Nala's like, how? How do I be supportive in this situation? Like, how? And Lamar makes me cringe a little bit because he makes a statement like, oh, I'm the best thing that has happened to you guys. And I'm like, no, Lamar, you don't know that you're the best thing that has happened to them. I don't doubt that you're going to be a good father, and I don't doubt that you're going to be a good husband, but you're not 100% sure how this is going to play out for the kids and how this is going to affect them. So you being a good guy is not enough of a reason for them to just be okay moving to California out of nowhere. When they made the initial trip, they asked, were we going to have to move? And she said no. So she lied to them because you lied to her. You should have told her that over the phone. So that could have been a conversation she could have held, like she could have handled at home, so that coming down, they would have had an idea that this may be home one day. And they may have been a little bit more open to learning and understanding what was in LA. But because you waited until she got in your face to have that conversation, you have to let these kids feel their feelings. I mean, I still love you, Lamar. I think you're a great guy, but that was just not the comment to make in that situation. Anyway, so 2 weeks later, after this happens at the beach, we are back at Dulo's, Lamar's brother's house, and it is wedding day for Andrea. So she has taken 2 weeks to spin a wedding out of her behind because she got that thing together quickly. And I'm pretty sure WeTV had a lot to do with it. Just saying. So it is wedding day. All of Andrea's friends that we know of has made their way to LA the morning of the wedding. And her best friend Michelle is like, I had to move mountains, girl, to get over here. And Miss Andrea is in bed being a stubborn brat, being a real life bridezilla. Like, she doesn't want to get out the bed. She's moving in slow motion. She has a shoe designer to recreate some shoes that she's seen for half of the price. And the girl has a family emergency, which she cannot control. She tells Andrea, I may not be able to make it. Do you have backup shoes? Andrea says, no, I don't. And then turns into a child. Instead of trying to find a solution, like getting herself a pair of backup shoes, she starts to scream If you don't get those shoes here, there will be no wedding. I will not get married without those shoes. The only thing I'm excited about is those shoes. And Michelle is like, oh no, baby, you getting married today. You will be getting married today, because I had to do a lot of things to get off of work to get here to be with you, and you're not going to not get married. You're getting married, or else somebody can take me home. And, you know, Andrea's a child. She's like, well, you can go ahead and go home then, because I'm not walking down the aisle without those shoes. Oh, yeah. So at some point, everybody separates. The boys go into one room. Andrea and her girls go into another room. And Tennyson ends up with Lamar. Now, the thing that is so redeeming about Lamar is that he has these random outbursts, but then when tensions are high, you know what I mean? But when things are calm and he's in a calm atmosphere, you get to see who he really is as a person. And it's cool to see that. So he doesn't know how to tie a tie. Everybody's getting dressed. I think everybody else probably got clip-ons on, because I didn't see nobody else tie no damn tie. And he walks up to Lamar. He's like, hey, you know how to tie a tie? And Lamar's like, no, I don't know how to tie no tie. And so Tennyson goes to like show him, like, you know, he was going to go tie his own tie so that Lamar could just follow along. And Lamar was like, no, you got this. Go ahead and tie it. So he puts the tie around Lamar's neck, and he's talking to him, and Lamar says, do you have any words of wisdom? He was like, yes. When she's angry, just stay out of her way. Just let her do what she wants to do. Nobody wants to argue with her. Just go ahead and just, you know, stay out of her way when she gets like that. And he was like, you're a smart young man. You wise beyond your years. And Tennyson ties Lamar's tie for him. And it's a really good moment to see, because Tennyson was unsure, and he walked into the situation with the idea that he wasn't sure how him and Lamar were going to get along. And after spending some time together, you see that they get along. And Lamar says he knows that Tennyson has been the man of the house for all these years, and now he just gets to be a kid, and he can, you know, just kind of relax a little bit, because he's here now. He's here to help. He's here to be a part of things. He's not trying to like take over his family or take anything from him. He's just here to help and assist. And, you know, he said that Lamar says that Tennyson is his boy, and he's happy to be a part of the situation, and that just makes you feel good. Meanwhile, upstairs, she's still having a fucking fit. She's just getting her hair done. She's just getting dressed. She's just getting her makeup done. We are 3 hours into the wedding. One of her little anxious, antsy friends, AJ, who immediately irritates me, she's like, oh, I see a lot of black guys walking around, and I've never met Lamar, so any of them could be Lamar. And then she says, I smell marijuana, and so, you know, I can see what kind of party this is going to be, or something along those lines. And I'm just like, ew, like, white people smoke weed too, right? Or is that a Mormon thing? Is that what that is? It's a Mormon thing? Okay, cool, but you should really kind of tread lightly. You sound a little racist. To me, you sound a little racist. Just saying. And so, we're 3 hours into the situation. The girl with the shoes finally shows up. Thank God. Lamar has knocked on the door 8 different times. He has knocked on the door. Everybody is anxious. Everybody is antsy. Everybody just wants to get this thing started. And I'm just like, Andrea, it is hot as fire outside in LA. It is hot. And if you just pick your kids up to just pick them up, pack them up, and put them in the car, it gotta be summertime. So, like, it's extra goddamn hot in LA. Bitch, if you don't put your goddamn clothes on and find some slippers to put underneath of that big old poofy dress and get your behind down the aisle, I swear. But the girl shows up with the shoes, and all of a sudden now everything is right with the world. Andrea, cousin walks her down the aisle. She makes a joke like she's trying to run, and I'm just like, for real? Like, if you that nervous, then maybe this isn't what you need to be doing, because I wasn't even that damn nervous. And honestly, I don't like crowds of people. I don't like all eyes being on me, which is why YouTube is a weird career choice for me. Just saying. And I didn't try to run, but okay, Andrea, you trying to be funny. And so her cousin finally gets her down the aisle, because he looks like he is over it, because he's been waiting for 3 hours also. And Lamar takes the veil off of her once they walk up to each other, and he makes a comment saying that, you know, he understood everybody else was being anxious, but he's been in jail for 18 years, so he can wait a couple of more hours to marry her. And when they get to the like when they get down to each other and they meet at the altar, he takes her veil off and he tries to kiss her, but of course you're not supposed to do that yet. She's like, no, you can't kiss me yet. Stop, you can't kiss me yet. And she's so damn extra and she's so damn dramatic. And that poor, oh my gosh, the poor minister, it looks like she was done. Like, she just wanted to get this over with. She probably thought of the quickest sermon to get these things out, like in and out and done. And so Andrea is like, she's like, you know, to have and to hold, for better or for worse, blah, 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 blah. And so, you know, Lamar repeats after her, and then she gets to Andrea. She's like, Andrea, are you ready? And she's like, I don't want to say for worse. Don't say for worse to me. Like, don't say for worse. And I'm just like, bitch, it's a part of the words. What are you talking about? For worse could be anything. It could be financial. It could be... All right, Andrea. So, okay, let's just try to move this thing along. It's already been 3 hours, bitch. So the lady recites them to her, and Andrea says for better or for better or for better or and for amazing or something along those lines. And they exchange rings, and Andrea's just like, you're perfect, Lamar, you're perfect, I love you. And he tries to kiss her again. And of course, me as a minister, I'd have been like, all right, then y'all can kiss. And she does that. She moves out the way. They kiss. They have this really beautiful moment. And Nala and Lamar's moment, because he had one with her too, where they're sitting on the steps waiting for Andrea, and he calls her a beautiful queen, and she says thank you, and she softens up a little bit. She even lets him hug her and give her a little kiss on the forehead, you know, like daddies do. And she makes a comment saying that, you know, at first she wasn't open to it, but now she's open to it, and she's happy that Lamar is going to be around. She thinks that they're going to be okay, and she's willing to give him a chance, and she thinks that he's going to be a good addition to the family. And that's awesome. Andrea gets this cake, and she has blue, it's like royal, it's like blue velvet cake. And she's like, I got blue in the cake because you're a Crip. And I'm just like, really, bitch? Really? He's not a Crip right now. He's just regular, normal ass Lamar, and you are being way too goddamn extra. You could have just got a regular yellow cake. Like, you're doing too much. But it ends, okay, because I'm tired of her. So it ends on a great note. Everybody's happy. The kids have accepted Lamar, or at least they're trying to. They ultimately do end up moving to LA. They are living together now. Lamar is working, and he's still working on his music. So everybody seems like they're moving along beautifully, and Andrea is genuinely lucky, because that could have went any other way. But I am happy that it went in her favor. So high five to that. Boop. Yay. I don't follow any of them on social media. I thought about it, but then I was like, nah, I ain't gonna do it. Murray actually started following me, and that's why I started following her. So let's get into the finale of the show. Garrett and Jonna. Let's do this. We are at home. Jonna is in her bedroom, or in maybe her hair room, because I need to get like Jonna one day when I grow up and have like a whole room dedicated for my hair and my makeup. I need to get like that. She's in the room with her friend Dolly, and Dolly came over to do her hair because it is the morning of the elopement. And while she's getting her hair done, she's starting to have some hesitation. She says that this isn't what she signed up for. This isn't what she wanted. She wanted a big wedding, and she understands why Garrett wanted to do it this way, but this isn't the way that she wanted to do it. And she feels like Garrett's been a little selfish. Now, Garrett is out in the living room somewhere putting on his suit and his tie, and he says something along the lines of he doesn't care about Jonna's family, like her dad. He doesn't care about what nobody else thinks, and this is what they want to do, and this is the way they're going to do it. And I'm just like, okay, but you gotta care. That is her father. He isn't going anywhere. And if you don't show any respect to her dad, how do you think this marriage is going to work out? That's her dad. That's her dad. I mean, come the hell on. Like, you have to understand that there is some hesitation on his part because his daughter has made bad decisions before. And now you, sir, fresh out of jail with felonies and things like that. Like, you're the last thing that he thought of. So you do have something to prove. You do have to earn some type of respect from her father. But Garrett doesn't give a shit. And we end up in the car. They're having a conversation. She makes a statement saying that this isn't what she wants. And Garrett's just like, yeah, well, we on our way now. So we end up on the beach, and we are right out front of Garrett's work. She goes into the bathroom. Garrett walks up to the aisle. Like, he walks down to the aisle. Now, I don't know who did this. If this was something, WeTV, just stop playing with my feelings. You know what I mean? Like, stop playing with my feelings. They put roses to, like, create this this walkway, you know, this aisle for them, and there's like this arch, and she's in the bathroom of a restaurant putting on one of her outfits that she's now using as a wedding dress, because she didn't get an engagement party, she didn't get a bachelorette party, she didn't get a bridal shower, she didn't get any of the normal things that most girls want in a situation like this. So one of those outfits she's chosen to use as a wedding dress, and it's kind of like this high-low thing. She has a short dress, and then it has this long flowy attachment piece to it. It was a pretty dress. So one of the servers comes into the bathroom to help her put her veil on, and she says to the server the same thing that she said to her friend. If he loved me, he would not let me go through with this. It just seems really, really selfish. He knows how I feel about my dad and my family being here, and I'm just not understanding why I'm in the bathroom, and then it's not even a nice bathroom. Like, why am I in here getting myself ready to walk down the aisle? Like, this isn't right. She still proceeds to leave the bathroom and walk down the aisle, because even no matter what her decision is, she has to face him. She gets down the aisle. She gets in front of him. He tells her that she looks beautiful. She is this close to tears. And he, you know, she says, "You look handsome." He asks her immediately, like, what's wrong? She breaks down and she says, "I love you. I want to be with you. And of course I would marry you no matter what people said, but don't make me do this. Don't make me do this. Do not put me in this position." And she's like, you know, we're not breaking up. We're still going to be together, but I don't want to do this. I have sacrificed so much stuff already. I do not want to sacrifice this. And I want to do this right. And so Garrett says okay, as if he had any choice. And, he's like, what are we supposed to do now? She says, we go home. We're still together. We're still in love. We go home. You look really nice in your suit. And we leave. And they do. They leave. The minister that was there to perform the ceremony for them, he might have been an ordained minister, so same thing. He walks off. Don't even see him walk off. But, yeah, Garrett and Jonah do not get married. They ultimately end up going home. And when the show goes off and it gives us kind of like the little caption of the where are they now, they have separated. They are not together. I think it was like a few months after that happened, they decided that it was best that they didn't stay together. And that's it. That's the end. That is the end of Love After Lockup Season 1. We have some good parts. We have some not good parts. Some people stayed together. Some people didn't. I am excited to see what happens in Season 2. Are we going to continue with these couples, or are we going to get new couples? I can't wait to find out. I'm thinking that this may be a little bit like 90 Day Fiance. So we are probably going to see one couple, maybe two couples from this season in Season 2. Just to kind of see where they are. Probably Lamar and Andrea, or Garrett and Jonah, like, just, you know, because that was the main storylines with those two. So we'll find out. We'll see. I want to thank you guys for joining me on this journey. I appreciate it so much. I know I said that at the beginning of the video, but you can never say thank you enough. I think that the next show that we're going to start reviewing is the brand new season, The Return of Bridezillas. That is also on WeTV. I'm going to give it a look, see how I feel about it, because I haven't watched it yet. If I think it's worth bringing to you guys, I will definitely be bringing it to you guys, because I know when Bridezilla used to come on, that used to be my jam. I would clear my schedule on Friday nights just to make sure I could watch Bridezillas. I would record it or do whatever I needed to do, or make sure my little butt was in the house before the second episode came back on. So we will see how that goes. Again, I thank you guys for joining, and have a great day. Go be amazing. Go be great.